Shorts, of course, first-team All-EuroLeague player last year with Paris. Had a personal best 14 assists against Maccabi Tel Aviv for Paris last year. And a frosty reception, especially for Coach Adamant as well as his players.
3, 2, 1.
While for Maccabi, their fans, of course, happy to be able to witness their team in person in EuroLeague play. Only just over a month into that return to the Menorah Mivtachim here. 10,728 seats in the building, and we expect most of them to be filled here tonight. And they have waited so long to return to EuroLeague play here. The 6-time EuroLeague champions themselves, Maccabi. 11 Final Fours in this competition, but the last of them back in 2014. And it certainly looks unlikely, barring a very strong second half of the season resurgence, that Maccabi will be playing in the playoffs again this season. This century dating back to that 2000 EuroLeague final won by Panathinaikos. Pau leads the series over Maccabi 22 games to 20. We mentioned that Pau has won the last 5 EuroLeague games between these sides, but Maccabi had won 10 of the previous 13. Pau defeated Maccabi in both 2000 and the 2011 EuroLeague finals, while Maccabi defeated Pau in the 2001 Super League final in Paris. And that at the intersection of FIBA and EuroLeague's control of the top European competition. 2001 event split, with some of the best teams going to the new EuroLeague and some of them staying under FIBA supervision in the old Super League. That's ancient history, really. One of the players involved in this game tonight, any connection to that, the coach, as we mentioned, Oded Katash, former Israeli League MVP himself, but spent some of his best years in Athens with Pau. See the Maccabi players coming out. There's Jimmy Clark III. He had 17 points and 8 assists in the domestic win over Hapoel Holon on Saturday. Maccabi winning that game on the road 88-83. There's Gur Lavi, the reigning Israeli Super League MVP. Hapoel Galil Gilboa last season. He's been a bit part player for Maccabi for the most part in EuroLeague play this year. Moshe Brissett, the Canadian, 11 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds for him on Tuesday in Piraeus against Olympiacos. Jeff Doughton Jr. just back from nearly 2 months off with a foot injury, but strong return with 15 points on Tuesday. TJ Leaf, only 2 points for him on Tuesday after 30 points in his previous 2 games combined. Tamir Blatt, he's averaging 6.5 points per EuroLeague game this season. Big tifo being erected in front of the Ultras section for Maccabi Tel Aviv. And the exchange of gifts between the coaching staffs prior to tip-off here. That is quite a face to look at. Won't be up during the game, as you see Shorts getting the start tonight, along with Grant, Rokavopoulos, Hernan Gomez, and Holmes. So maybe this will be TJ Shorts' chance to shine. He's not seen a lot of court time recently. Mentioned he was a DNP coach's decision on Tuesday against Baskonia. And for Maccabi, it's Lundberg, Clark III, Horde, Sorkin, and Will Rayman. Rayman, only 2.7 points per game for him this year in EuroLeague play. Certainly Maccabi, it's not quite a must-win game, but it's close for them. See the referees in charge of this game tonight, the Latvian Oleg Latyshevs. He's been a EuroLeague referee since 2007. He's in the middle there with Joseph Bissang of France on the right, Steve Bittner of Germany on the left. Pau in their traditional green jerseys. You see 47.8% from three-point range on Tuesday. On the season, they're only shooting 35.2% from deep. Let's see if they can keep that more positive form intact. And as for Maccabi, we've mentioned they have not been in good form of late in EuroLeague, but most of their losses recently on the road. If they can find another spurt of consecutive victories, they could yet be in with a shout, climbing up into at least the top 10 before the season is finished. Of course, it's a longer season this year than in past years, with 20 teams in the competition, 38 games to be played, 23 games played by both of these teams so far. Panathinaikos certainly favored to win tonight, but by no means a formality or a certainty. Maccabi delighted to be back in this building and having all that friendly noise on their side. Scheduled game time has already arrived. We'll be getting the ball up in just a moment. And there is Shorts adjusting his shorts. The North Macedonian international, born in Tustin, California in the United States. And Jimmy Clark III, another American-born player for Maccabi. Roman Sorkin, his final stretch is completed. Pau from left to right in the first half here. Maccabi Tel Aviv from right to left. And just waiting for Oleg Zlatyshev to come into the middle of the court to get this party started. Latvian referee dwarfed by the players surrounding him. So for a good refereeing performance tonight as well. Ball is up, and the tip is pinched by Maccabi and quickly in for the layup. No, for Clark, and Shorts grabs a rebound. Almost a fast break bucket off the tip, but instead Shorts with it for Pau. Shorts driving and kicking. Open look for Jerry and Grant from three. Swish. Not going to quiet the crowd, but it gets Pau off to a running start. The Greens up 3 points to nothing. That's an errant pass. Shorts with the steal. Shorts the easy layup. And that gets him off the mark in a nice way. A bucket and an assist already for TJ Shorts. Not great from Maccabi here at the beginning. Lundberg to Sorkin, over to Jalen Hoare. Sorkin had flashed into the paint, but now back outside it goes. Lundberg holding. Lundberg strip going up, and it's last off the Dane and out of bounds. Shorts apparently responding well to his benching on Tuesday. Getting credit for a steal there. And forcing another turnover. Grant behind the back. Jerry and Grant from 13 feet. Got it. And it's 7-0 for Pau. This is looking bleak for Maccabi already. Do not need to panic, though. Let's see. He can create something here through Clark. He's double teamed. Nearly threw it right to Grant, but gets it back with 4 on the shot clock now. Sorkin. He's got to get the ball up. He does off the window, but misses. The tap, though, by Raymond out to Clark. And a jumper for Hoare. That goes down. And Maccabi is finally on the board. And that ball thrown out of bounds. Clumsiness from Panathinaikos. And as Grant couldn't hang on. First turnover from Panathinaikos tonight. And here's Lundberg. Lundberg from the elbow, pulls up and hits. Signed on the 8th of November with Maccabi did Lundberg after featuring for Partizan Belgrade last year. And Virtus Bologna the 2 years before that. Shorts directing traffic. Kicking, awkwardly handled. Not a good shot there from Holmes. The rebound claimed by Hoare. Dribble drive off the glass and in. Beautifully done there by Clark. And it's a 6-0 run for Maccabi to get back within one here. Just under 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Shorts finds the open man underneath, but Hernan Gomez forced back outside. Shorts had his shot disrupted, gets the pass across, the jumper from the corner, no. Battle for the rebound, won by Hernan Gomez, back up and in. Battling rebounding performance there. And the shot missed at the other end. Hernan Gomez claims another rebound for Pau. And the reach-in foul committed by Rayman. So everything going a little bit awkward. Grant trying to find someone to inbound to, and he does. Get the ball in to Holmes. Now it's Jerry and Grant. Former Notre Dame player collegiately in the States. Pops from the free throw line, but that's way off. Rebound to Sorkin. Shot fake by Sorkin. Now back to Clark. Lundberg across to Rayman for the deep three. That's too strong, but look at the follow from Sorkin. Pouncing beautifully. Roman Sorkin with a dunk. And a big 21-point performance on Tuesday for him against Olympiacos is in the corner. The release quick for three. That was drained by Nikos Rokivopoulos. Rokivopoulos, no points in 7 minutes on Tuesday against Baskonia. Missed the game last week against Bayern through illness. It's that three-pointer off the back iron. Another rebound for Hernan Gomez. It's Grant directing traffic. Guarded by Sorkin, but feeds to Hernan Gomez. Hernan Gomez, tough turnaround shot. That's not a good effort. And out of bounds. Last off of Holmes. Rayman almost give him an assist for that. Sorkin, nobody boxing him out. It's the second game underway tonight, already into the fourth quarter. Efes and Olympiacos, very close game in Istanbul. There's Blatt onto the floor. Now back to Lundberg. Dished far side. That's another open look for Rayman. This time he buries the triple. 3-ball corner pockets. Maccabi again back within one. Short. This is Rokivopoulos. Fires for two. Just a two-pointer, but got it to go. Foot on the line for Rokivopoulos, who has already exceeded his average points tally in EuroLeague play this season tonight. Blatt was bumped, but no foul call. Here's Horde. Sorkin the long two. He got it. It's not the shot that the statisticians want you to take, but Sorkin made it work. 4:04 left in the first. Pau leading 14-13. Shorts, far side, beautifully set up, but the three-pointer missed. Rokovopoulos this time. The putback short as well. The tip up. Hernan Gomez missed the bunny. Rebound eventually to Rayman. Pau dominating the glass, but unable to score in that possession. Maccabi trying to take their first lead of the night, and inside they should, but Sorkin fumbled it, then got the layup to go anyway. Sorkin 2 bites of the apple effectively. He now has 6 points from Maccabi, and they have hit the front over the greens. Shorts, the shot clock ticked down. Now he drives. Tough to find a shooting angle. Now Grant must release from the elbow, missed it short, but Hernan Gomez fouled on the floor by Lundberg, trying to go back up. A very rapid first quarter for Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv. At the moment, they are in front, 15 points to 14. Good game so far. And Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv in front of Panathinaikos Actor Athens, 15-14.
A pass, a shot, a cheer. On the court, every play matters. But off the court, every person matters. One team is where passion meets purpose, where athletes inspire and communities rise together. Because this is more than just basketball. This is the power of a team. From January 26th to January 30th, join the One Team Games.
Always a highlight of the EuroLeague calendar every year, the One Team Games. EuroLeague's social inclusion initiative. Watch out for more about that in this upcoming round of games. And of course, use that QR code on your screen to get your EuroLeague ID and potentially win Final Four tickets in Athens coming up later this spring. And again, Adam Mann hopes his team will be on their home court for the Final Four this year. But they have to arrest a bit of a slump in their recent form. They want to get back to looking like real playoff championship contenders. Baseline, this is Vasilis Toliopoulos kicking outside to Shorts for three. Back iron, no. Rebound to TJ Leaf, who's checked in for Maccabi. Blatt around, feeding inside, but Marcio Santos lost the handle. Back it comes to Blatt, still 10 on the shot clock. Brazilian Marcio Santos setting a screen. Deep 3-4, Blatt, he buries it. Put Maccabi up by 4. Tamir Blatt's first points of the night. 17 in the win over Žalgiris here on the 15th of January. That is a foul, I think, on Brissett. Complaints from Coach Katash. The contact from behind. He got a lot of ball, but I think he got a little bit of arm as well. You see Blatt from distance. Blatt shooting only 34% from three-point range in EuroLeague this season. Happy to take that long shot. It's the first free throws of the game coming up here. How yet to commit a foul in this game. Maccabi 3 team fouls so far with 2:09 left in the first. Vasilis Toliopoulos. His previous EuroLeague point scoring best before this past Tuesday was just 5 points. He had 21 though in the win over Baskonia to lead all scorers for Pau. Let's see if he can perform similar feats on the road here in Israel tonight. As Clark drops off relief. Marcio Santos. Blatt. Santos, that looked like a travel, not called, but rebound to Hernan Gomez anyway. Toliopoulos now. Played with Aris and Thessaloniki last season. That's a long three for Hernan Gomez. That's off the mark. Rebound to Brissett. Good position inside for Marcio Santos. He finishes smartly over Hernan Gomez. Well found inside. Remember, Maccabi trailed by 7 points right at the start of this game. They matched their largest lead, up by 4 at 20 points to 16. Toliopoulos drops off to Shorts. Now he fires the deep three himself and gets it to rattle around and in. Toliopoulos averaging 8 points per game in the Greek domestic league. Here in European play, 55% for Toliopoulos from three-point range coming into tonight. And finally, the first POW foul of the game. Committed there by the departing Shorts. It's Kostas Sloukas on the floor for the first time. And again, Sloukas the only player for POW averaging in double figures in points in EuroLeague this season, and he's at exactly 10 points per contest. As Blatt is fouled. Toliopoulos slowing the pace down with the personal. Adaman calm for the moment. Sidelines in front of the POW bench. Clark steps back to shoot for three. That's off. Rebound to Toliopoulos. Toliopoulos inside, up and under and in for Kenneth Farid. Farid, the EuroLeague Player of the Month in November, seeing his first court time tonight and gets his first points. Maccabi can hold for the final shot here. Marcio Santos left alone to shoot for three. It's too strong. Rebound fumbled to Sloukas. He can't get one last shot off. And so an even contest for the most part in the first quarter. Sees POW just edging in front on that final bucket of the quarter from Farid. With 10 minutes in the books at the Menorah Mivtachim Arena in Tel Aviv. It's Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv trailing Panathinaikos Actor Athens by 21 points to 20. Take a look at the stats for both sides so far. Maccabi doing well inside, 7 out of 10 on 2-point shots. POW significantly better from outside the arc. Take a look at the fantasy leaders in the EuroLeague Fantasy Challenge this season. Sasha Vezenkov has been on top of that category for quite some time. In terms of highlights in this game tonight, Roman Sorkin, beg his pardon, leading Maccabi with 6 points in that first quarter. That jam on the follow-up, the pick of the highlights really for the home team tonight. Sorkin 3 out of 5 from the field, missed his only 3-point shot. For POW, 3 different players with 5 points: Rokavopoulos, Toliopoulos, and Grant. But Sorkin, the PIR of 7, just matched by Toliopoulos of POW in the first. It will be Panathinaikos ball to start quarter number 2. Took a while to get the game underway. A few minutes past the scheduled starting time, but it mostly flew by. No reviews, relatively few fouls, just 5 in total between the two teams. Just the 3 turnovers, so not a lot of whistles. As it's Slukas running the point. Start the second quarter for the Greens. That's Panayotis Kalaitzakis, number 5. Back to Slukas, who drives and kicks. Kalaitzakis fires for 3, but that barely grazed the rim. Rebound down to Jimmy Clark. Clark left alone to shoot from 15 feet and gets that one in. So Clark with 4 points now. Maccabi edging back on top. Alexandros Samonturov also out on the floor, and foul committed against Lucas by Jimmy Clark. Clark just 24 years of age. He played his college basketball at Virginia Commonwealth University and then Duquesne, finishing up in 2024. He started last year with Bnei Herzliya in Israeli basketball before coming to Maccabi part of the way through the season. So that shot high off the glass, missed by Toliopoulos, with the foul underneath against Maccabi. Marcio Santos standing still. His first foul. He is the EuroLeague leader, if you want to call him that, in terms of personal fouls committed per game, averaging 3.4 fouls per appearance. The first free throw missed by Samonturov. Samonturov 11 points on Tuesday against Baskonia, but he missed. Oh, and he makes the second free throw. It just stayed in. Not his first point of the game. They're tied up at 22-22. Aggressive defending from Pau. And here's Blatt. Fake by Clark. Now steps back to shoot the elbow jumper, which goes down. Maccabi shooting well from mid-range tonight thus far. They've needed to. It's really been their main source of scoring. Samonturov back to Slukas. Slukas kicks across to Samonturov. Shot taken and missed as Leaf got a poke in the eye, I think. Comes back outside. Another triple missed, and Marcio Santos grabbed the rebound. Powell struggling from outside as they have for much of this season. The performance on Tuesday notwithstanding. Blatt, though, the swish. 24 feet. And it's Maccabi's largest lead of the game. Samir Blatt with 6 points now. And a team-high PIR of 8 from Maccabi Tel Aviv. Foul committed by Pau, trying to set the screen. That was Kenneth Fareed dinged for the foul, and he goes to the sideline. Watch him here. A hip check on O'Shea Brissett. Blatt popping from outside. He's made both of his three-point attempts tonight so far. And after Pau scored the first 7 points of the game, Maccabi very much in the ascendancy, but that three-pointer missed. Comes outside to Slukas, and he's fouled by Brissett. Second foul in quick succession on Brissett. And Rayman will return. And Brissett, who had a cup of coffee with the Philadelphia 76ers last season. A bit more time with the Long Island Nets in the G League. He must depart as here's Toliopoulos for Panathinaikos. Rokavopoulos back to Slukas. Slukas the long two. That's an air ball. Rebound falling for Leaf. Blatt to Rayman. And back again. Drive Marcio Santos. Leaf is open. Now even more open. Clark in the corner. He pivots. Rayman able to set himself and misses the three-pointer. Did everything right but the shot there, Maccabi, on that possession. And an open look for Toliopoulos at the other end. That's off. Rebound to Leaf again. Inside Marcio Santos, the good gather, and was fouled on the floor. Electric atmosphere in the Menorah Mivtachim tonight. Jerry and Grant back in for Panathinaikos. Lundberg to inbound for Maccabi. He finds Blatt. Sorkin looking to set a screen, then rolls inside to tee up the alley-oop for Leaf. Beautifully found. Tidy conversion by Leaf. And it's all Maccabi at the moment. 9 points to 1 in this second quarter so far for them. Near side, Hernan Gomez for three. That's a good response for Pau. Hernan Gomez with 5 points on, you see, 2 of 6 shooting from the field. Sorkin leaves for Blatt outside. Rayman will fire from the far corner but misses. Good rebound though, Sorkin. Recycles to Blatt. Well, that was not a good pass. Fell right to Holmes. Easiest steal he'll ever get in EuroLeague play. Slukas now, two-man game, goes it alone. Couldn't score, but the tip off the glass and in for Richaun Holmes. And just the response Panathinaikos wanted after falling down by 7. They've scored 5 in a row to almost get the scores back level. Good alley-oop previously from Sorkin to Leaf. And Panathinaikos putting their foot on the gas pedal a little bit. Right now it's Maccabi 29, Panathinaikos 27. Samir Blatt finding the range. Sorkin finding Leaf. Not really got the crowd pumped up here in Tel Aviv, but Panathinaikos, they're a class outfit, even missing the likes of Kendrick Nunn, Matthias Lesor, and Jetty Osman tonight. For them to maximize their potential this year, you feel that Ergin Ataman has to unlock TJ Shorts and Ermel at 7 a bit more. Right now the roster construction doesn't quite seem on point, but that could of course change, as here's Lundberg for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Lundberg inside, the runner off the glass and in. Kind bounce from the rim. Almost the 3rd and 4th points of the game for Lundberg. 31 years of age now, the Danish international. Panathinaikos, tough drive for Grant, but he was hog-tied and fouled by Clark. Maybe Clark's second of the game, I believe. Clark will say that he got a lot of ball there, and maybe even all ball. But it will be Grant going to the free throw line as Jeff Doughton Jr. checks in. Doughton just his second EuroLeague game in 2026. Grant willed that free throw in, I think. The Silver Spring, Maryland native, Grant. His third season with PAO after starting his European career with Milan and then Turk Telekom. Gets both free throws to go. Back to a 2-point margin just past the halfway mark of quarter number 2. Lundberg for 3, top of the key, got it. Lundberg heating up with 7 points to lead all Maccabi scorers now. Grant, the leading scorer, with 7 for Panathinaikos. It's Grant with the ball now. Guarded by Lundberg. Outside to Slukas. Slukas pulls up for 3 and misses. Offensive rebound, though, for Holmes. Holmes with the flush. And Richaun Holmes tied for 4th in offensive rebounding per game in EuroLeague this season. Picking up another offensive board here tonight. 3 offensive rebounds for Holmes so far already. And it's a 3-point affair with Lundberg holding. Step back on Slukas. That was not even close. The follow-up after the shot clock had expired. So the points for Sorkin are wiped away. Panathinaikos with 9 offensive rebounds already tonight. Out rebounding Maccabi in total 17-13. It's been one of Maccabi's biggest problems this year. They have the 3rd worst defensive rebounding rate in the competition. Maccabi is the up and under and in for Yurtseven. Hermat Yurtseven, his first spell on the floor, starts with a basket. Powell back within a single point as Doughton with it. Pass tipped up and taken by Yurtseven. The drive, an easy bucket all the way to the hoop went Holmes. I beg your pardon, Shorts. Not quite sure how I mixed those two up, but Shorts back into the fray. And he puts Panathinaikos back on top. 35 points to 34. Timeout taken by Oded Katash. Panathinaikos Actor Athens back in front for the first time here in quarter number 2. Richaun Holmes dominating the offensive glass tonight for Panathinaikos. Easy put back there. The earlier tip in as well. Holmes takes a breather. As EuroLeague round 24 continuing here at the Menorah Mivtachim Arena in Tel Aviv. Sorkin receives the inbound pass and will dribble forward himself. Lundberg now. Shorts making a pass of himself outside, but Lundberg able to drive, hangs and scores off the window. Lundberg with 9 first-half points with 2:36 remaining before halftime. Shorts. Hernan Gomez back to TJ Shorts. Entry pass, and that's an offensive foul against Yurt-7. Getting a bit too physical in deep on Lundberg. Just kind of lowered the shoulder and banged Lundberg in the face in the first instance. The physical contact continued. And I tell you what, TJ Shorts, for all of his offensive versatility and valuableness to his team, it's not going to really impress anyone with his defending. He's only 5'9". Undersized guards. Not really the modern fashion in professional basketball. That three-pointer missed. A leaner from Doughton, but the offensive board for Brissett. Helped back outside. Now Sorkin. Doughton will drive. Doughton the floater up and in. Doughton that time took what the defense gave him. Maccabi back up by 3. His first half drawing towards its conclusion. Grant. Screen Yurt-7, but Grant down a blind alley. Now over Brissett with a shot. No, the rebound snagged by Doughton. Good defensive possession there for Maccabi. Doughton into the paint, hands off to Sorkin for the slam. That's great basketball from Jeff Doughton Jr. Spark off the bench that Maccabi needed. Right when Powell was getting right back into this game, Maccabi trying to shut the door a bit. And Sorkin slamming home for his 7th and 8th points of the game. Sorkin 8 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds tonight. And Maccabi in front by 5 now on Panathinaikos, 40 points to 35. Jeff Doughton Jr., the Washington, D.C. native. 87 NBA games in his career. Showing what he can do here in Europe in his first season outside the United States. Doughton averaged 7 points per game with the 76ers last year. 41 NBA games. Doughton just over 10 points per game in EuroLeague play coming into tonight. Just the 2 points so far off the bench in just under 4 minutes of court time. But just adding a slightly different dimension to what Maccabi can show both offensively and defensively. As Shorts brings the ball front court with exactly 1 minute remaining in the half. Shorts was fouled by Marcio Santos. 2 fouls now on the Brazilian. And Maccabi now in the penalties, so Shorts, who's a surprisingly poor free throw shooter, certainly has been this season, for a player of his size and positions. Expect players running the point, players sub 6 feet, to have to be very good free throw shooters to make it professional basketball. He misses another one here. He was 78% last season in all competitions with Paris basketball. This season so far, he's been below 70%. Second free throw up and in. But you kind of sense already this might be one of those games where every point will matter down the stretch. Maccabi still yet to attempt a free throw tonight. Only 13 fouls committed between the two sides thus far. Only 5 of them by Panathinaikos, as after a substitution, Doughton with the basketball. Forward to Lundberg. Lundberg spots a gap, and he was fouled, trying to kick it outside to Sorkin. So not the last foul that Panathinaikos had to give. First foul of the night on Jerian Grant is Doughton with a shimmy. Doughton off the glass, but could convert it. Nearly tipped in accidentally by Yurtseven, but he got the rebound. And about a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. Grant pulls up for 3 and connects. Good response from Panathinaikos with 10 seconds left. Doughton drives. Doughton was fouled with 2.8 on the clock. So Doughton will go to the free throw line. Definite contact from Nikos Rokavopoulos. And Doughton, an average free throw shooter at best, really. Just over 70%. His typical average. And you see 15 out of 21 from the line in EuroLeague this year. No problems with the first. Crowd goes quiet. Doughton makes the second. .8 on the clock and a timeout taken. Second of the game used by Ergin Ataman. Tries to set up one last chance for Panathinaikos. Entertaining a first half of basketball in Tel Aviv. Maccabi in front of Pau, 42-39. TJ Shorts may be responsible for running the floor here when he's got the ball to inbound it in the first instance. Maccabi not want to foul here, of course, but they want to show a little bit of full court pressure to slow down Pau's chances of coming forward. get it in, back to Shorts. Grant, the deep three. I think it was after the buzzer, but he missed it anyway. And so, we hit halftime in Tel Aviv. Maccabi Tel Aviv coming into this game having lost 4 of their last 5 in EuroLeague. But they are giving the champions from 2 years ago a very strong run for their money. Halftime at the Menorah Mivtakim Arena. It's Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv 42, Panathinaikos Actor Athens 39. Let's go courtside and have a quick chat with Panathinaikos' Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Juancho, we're witnessing a very close game, but team is still down by 3 points. What's the key to flip this game and turn things in your favor?
Be a little bit up on the screens. They shoot in a really high clip after the screens. And that's it. We play in a way. It's a tough arena. Let's enjoy, have fun, and fight for the game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Juancho Hernan Gomez, 5 points and 7 rebounds in that first half. Meanwhile, Roman Sorkin is ready to have a quick chat for Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Roman, this matchup against Pana is always a tough one, but team now is up by 3. How do you guys keep going, hold on to this momentum?
I think offensive rebound, they have a lot of big bodies. We need to stop the offensive rebound. And I think Jeremy Grant doing a great job on their side. We need to stop him and keep doing what we're doing, offense, and play better defense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you see the figures for both Hernan Gomez on the right and Sorkin on the left. Sorkin with 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 3 assists and 3 rebounds as well. Hernan Gomez part of another strong rebounding effort for Panathinaikos in totality. But they've not shot the ball as well as they need to. And we go into halftime. We'll take a quick break with Maccabi in front by 3 on Panathinaikos.
EuroLeague brought to you by Etihad Beyond Borders. Experience Abu Dhabi. Motorola. And BKT.
I try to be myself every time because I know I have no mask. Now I have a little bit more filter, but I'm super honest. If I have to say something, I used to say it, having tried to control and say it in the proper way, but it's important. And after that, I put clear rules, simple, few, but something not negotiable, and that has to be respected. For me, a big challenge is force them to be a unit group of people called team with clear goals as a team. The individual goals arrive after the team goals. That's in the last years is the most difficult challenge I had. I love to sit with them and talk about basketball and also talk about life. I'm curious. I'm a curious person. I want to know the person behind the player. For me is super important. We are far from our families. We are far from our friends. We are judged. We have games. We have to win. There is the pressure. But I try to have everybody happy as much as possible. Have fun. Have fun. It's a game. We are not in an hospital to try to save life. We are not doing nothing crazy. But I mean, we are lucky. We have to enjoy, and like I said, we talk, but I try to push him to have his best. It's just a game.
Not too bad.
Cat, dog, dog, cat. Cat, dog, dog, cat. She got a problem. Made me feel like I'm a director or something. I'm about to make me a movie.
Here are said photos. It's the first one.
Oh,
There's
wow.
4 there in order, yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. This is real throwback. Who's checking me? Well, they just retired. Bogdanovich, that's crazy. This is, it makes me smile just to hear 2011, 2012, it's 2026. I just remember we got there and the traffic was so crazy. We were stuck on the highway and people were selling roses and waters. And I was just amazed at like what was going on. But I remember this game vividly for sure. I had a good game too. We almost won, but we ended up losing. But that Cantu days, that was a great start for me. I think that really helped me, realize, the level of EuroLeague and, the competition and what I needed to be successful. Oh my goodness, this brings back some memories because I broke my hand. This was the first time I was really hurt. To come back and play well, I think it kind of gave me confidence to finish out the season. I definitely had a good game. I wasn't missing any shots, so it was a good one for me. This section right here, we always show them some love after the game. The Kingons, they call themselves. I mean, they give us the energy. Since I've been here in Asvel, they've been there supporting from day one. I've seen kids become men, literally, who've been cheering for us for over 10 years that I've been here. So this is just me being me and showing love to the fans, because without them, there is no us. Ooh, last year, Asvel Olympiacos, I think I'm about to hit a step back right here. Last year was rough because it was up and down, but we showed when we played our best basketball that we can beat anybody. To have the throwback jerseys on with the older guys who were Asvel legends, to have them come back and see us have a big victory over a team like that, we might have to do that again. Bring those jerseys back.
EuroLeague brought to you by Etihad Beyond Borders. Experience Abu Dhabi. Motorola. And BKT.
Halftime at the Menorah Mivtachim Arena in Tel Aviv. Maccabi shooting 56% from the field so far. Leading Panathinaikos 42-39 at the break. If you look at highlights from the first half, Jerian Grant popping outside for the triple. He had 10 points. Only player in double figures in scoring tonight so far for either team. TJ Shorts with a hot start. 5 points, 3 assists for him so far. With that follow-up dunk from Roman Sorkin. Part of a strong first half performance from him. Tamir Blatt connecting from outside on both of his three-point attempts in the first 20 minutes. And Sorkin teeing up TJ Lee for the alley-oop bucket. Panathinaikos hanging tough. Juancho Hernan Gomez hitting the three from the right wing. And then some great offensive rebounding from Rashawn Holmes, this time getting the putback dunk. Maccabi led by as many as 7 points in the second quarter, and that's Sorkin off a pretty little feed from Doughton. And Panathinaikos clawing back. They took a brief lead at 35-34, but not their only lead of the second quarter. Maccabi back in front at the interval. And then you see the full numbers, the defensive rebounding advantage in the end for Maccabi, but Howe still crashing the offensive glass very effectively. Only 8 turnovers between the two teams. Been a pretty well played game for the most part, and it's been a well officiated game. I haven't heard any complaints, really seen anything of much at all from the refereeing trio tonight of Oleg Zlatashevs, Joseph Bissang, and Steve Bittner. And then you see was Panathinaikos dominating the early exchanges, but Maccabi climbing back into it late in the first quarter, and they have led for most of the last 15 minutes or so of action. You see Ife Lundberg leading Maccabi with 9 points, Sorkin with 8. And for Pau, it's Grant with 10, and then a clutch of players on 5 points. Shorts, Rokavopoulos, Toliopoulos, and Hernan Gomez. Pretty balanced scoring attacks for both sides for the most part. Again, Panathinaikos without their most recognized scorer, Kendrick Nunn, in this game. He should be back next week, we think, for the contest against Asvel on Friday, the 30th of January. And Matthias Lesor, 30-year-old Frenchman who's missed the entire season with an ankle injury, he's knocking on the door of a potential return to action soon as well. That's how things stand coming into tonight's action here in EuroLeague round 24. Maccabi in 14th, Panathinaikos in 8th. Maccabi needing a very strong second half push. Another 5-game winning streak would do them well, thank you very much. Get them back to 500 and certainly in contention for a play-in place. But that's easier said than done, with Maccabi next facing Valencia on the road next week before Serbian week. More on that in a moment. First, let's have a word with Oded Katash. He's courtside.
Coach, team is doing a good job offensively, but what are the main points of emphasis defensively for the next 20 minutes?
I think we play the right way. We just need to be more focused on. They got 9 offensive rebounds. We could save another 4-6 points with using fouls.
Thank you.
You see the shot chart for Maccabi. 14 of 18 from 2-point range, 4 of 14 from 3-point range. Not sure if the moral of that story is self-apparent or not, but certainly working very well when they get inside. A lot of shots in the paint, a lot of shots close to the basket. That's obviously a key. Waiting to get Ergin Ataman out of the Pau locker room for a quick chat. Hopefully have him for you in just a moment. But a chance to look at the fantasy leaders so far tonight. Well, the early game, Sasha Vezenkov, huge surprise, 22 points for Olympiacos, with Thomas Walkup second at 19.8. And we do have Ergin Ataman now. Let's have a word with the Panathinaikos head coach.
Coach, very close first half. Where do you want to see your players executing better in the next 20 minutes?
Okay, we made a good defense, but we made a mistake in the 3-4 possessions on the pick and roll that we gave Tamir Brad 2 3-point shots on the pick and roll and Lufenberg. So we need to continue on the same way and to stop to their pick and roll shots. And then offensively, okay, we play solid, continue like this.
Thank you.
Panathinaikos slightly better than Maccabi from outside, but significantly worse inside the 3-point line. Under 50%, 9 out of 20 from 2-point range. Talked about the great offensive rebounding performance, and only 3 turnovers committed. It's been one of their strengths this season, averaging more than 2 turnovers per game, fewer than their opponents in EuroLeague this season. It's exactly that margin right now. Maccabi 5 turnovers to Pau's 3. It's been a great atmosphere in Tel Aviv tonight. It's been a pretty positively played game. No real points of contention between the two sets of players or coaches. Well, that could all change in the second half with the scores as close as they are. And it will be Panathinaikos ball to start the third quarter, trailing by 3. As Pau players completing their final practice attempts. And Ife Lundberg bearing a significant part of the scoring load for Maccabi tonight. 4 out of 6 from the field. Lundberg, whose best ever EuroLeague points tally came when he was playing for CSKA Moscow. You know, that was a while ago. And a PIR of 8 in the second quarter. He was not yet on the team with Maccabi Tel Aviv when they faced Panathinaikos back in late October. But he's on a 4-game double-digit point scoring streak, and he's 1 point away from extending that streak up to 5 here tonight. Ergen Ataman got a €5,000 fine for complaining about the referees in the Greek derby on the 2nd of January against Olympiacos. He hasn't really spoken up or out of turn at all this evening. It's a minor incident well before tip-off with some Maccabi fans greeting the Panathinaikos bus, but it seems to be water under the bridge at this point. And 5s on the floor for both teams for the second half. Maccabi Tel Aviv, huge night for them to try and claw back some of the ground they've lost in the EuroLeague playoff race. TJ Shorts with the ball for Panathinaikos as they try to reestablish their top 6 credentials this season. Shorts stutters, then moves into the paint and hits for 2. Fans still returning to the courtside seats, missing Shorts getting up to 7 points on the night. It's Jimmy Clark. Screen set by Sorkin. It's back to Sorkin. He fakes the triple and pops back outside. 4 on the shot clock. Sorkin into the paint. The reverse. No. The follow. Yes! For Jalen Horde. Horde pouncing to get his points tally up to 4. And the Maccabi lead back up to 3 as Shorts drives and kicks. Corner 3 in and out from Hernan Gomez. And contact outside here. A foul against Powell and Shorts. Sorkin twisting his body, trying to contort his way into a layup, but happy enough to get the offensive rebound and the big time slam from Horde. It's Lundberg. Shot clock ticking down, feeds the ball into Horde. He's fouled by Rokivopoulos. Nikos Rokivopoulos averaging 10.8 points per game in Greek domestic action this year, but only 4.5 points per contest in EuroLeague. Sorkin fakes, but here's Lundberg again. Lundberg. Here's Horde. Shot clock ticking. Lundberg's going to run out of time. Can't get it off in time, and it missed everything anyway. Referee's allowing play to continue. Bad offense, good defense that possession, you'd have to say. Shorts with it. Shorts far side to Grant. Shorts hangs and then dishes with the shot clock ticking at this end. Grant, the heave, in and out. Rebound to Sorkin. Wasn't far off there. Jerian Grant is post-up position, but good job by Rokivopoulos with the steal, and then the unsportsmanlike foul committed by Jalen Horde. Horde just couldn't control himself, grabbing Rokivopoulos. Frustration foul from Horde. His first of the night. And a good free throw shooter this season, Nikos Rokivopoulos. Not on heavy volume, but he's up over 85% in all competitions. Buries them both. 7 points now for Rokivopoulos tonight. Played 7 minutes, scored no points on Tuesday in the win over Baskonia. Grant moving to his right. Chance for Panathinaikos to retake the lead here. Shorts against Lundberg, blows right by him, stops, pops, but misses. But the offensive rebound from Grant. Back out to Shorts. Now Grant near side. Rayman, physical contact with Holmes. Holmes, shot clock ticking. Shorts for three to beat the buzzer. Barely hit the front rim. And Sorkin happy to take possession of the rebound. Three-pointer here and in for Jimmy Clark III. So after the defensive stop, Clark up to 9 points tonight. Maccabi again up by 4. Can Rokavopoulos respond? He can't. Rebound though snagged and put back up and in by Juancho Hernan-Gomez. Hernan-Gomez with 7 points now. Open man is Sorkin for Maccabi. Back from Lundberg to Sorkin. Now another open look for three. Shot well short though this time from Clark. Rebound for Hernan-Gomez, who may have taken a shot to the midsection. And Shorts. That is not going to count. They're calling it a foul on the floor anyway. Referee Oleg Zlatishevs. That's the first real dissent I've seen from any player towards a referee tonight, which is great to see, or not see as the case may be. It's the third foul of the night on Clark. He's the first player for either side to the 3 personal foul total. And then Gomez dribbling outside, now leaves for Shorts. Well worked the drive, but great defending by Rayman, and it's out of bounds off of Richaun Holmes. That'll fire up the crowd. Seemed as though Holmes strongly into the paint, but Rayman fired up and firing up his fans. That was as good a piece of rim protection as you will see in EuroLeague play. And a technical foul call against Holmes. There's some real agitation toward the refereeing crew tonight. And it's Lundberg at the free throw line, where he connects. About as loud as we've heard the crowd tonight. Pau showing a little bit of full court pressure here. On the other Greek side, Olympiacos already winners tonight on the road at Anadolu Efes. Tight, low-scoring game in Istanbul. 74-68 the final tally. It's Horde. Decides not to shoot. It's Rayman back to Tamir Blatt. Blatt lost it, and Shorts is going to get a very easy layup. 9 points now for TJ Shorts. Ergin Ataman having to lean on Shorts for some scoring tonight. Lundberg. Maccabi's lead down to 1. Rayman somehow between the legs to Lundberg. Feeds the ball through, and the shot short from Horde. Rebound to Hernan-Gomez. And Pau another chance to take the lead here. For the first time in the second half as it happens. Shorts. Hangs and dishes. This is Grant. Grant backing in. The turnaround jumper goes right through. Halfway mark of the third quarter, and Pau hits the front. 49-48. Sorkin for three. Perfect response from Maccabi. Sorkin now 11 points. 5 of 8 shooting. That his first three-pointer of the night. Is Grant. Not sure what to do with the ball here, it seems. Baseline shot, missed everything, but follow-up up, not in from Rokavopoulos. He will go to the free throw line. Sorkin, an occasional three-point shooter. He's got that sort of stretch five quality. He can ding you if you leave him alone. See that bucket under duress from Grant. As we get to a television timeout, past the halfway mark in the third quarter, Maccabi back in front again on Panathinaikos, 51 points to 49. See TJ Shorts out for the moment of the doghouse, created by Ergen Ataman. He's seen plenty of time on the floor tonight. He's got a pair of steals to go with 9 points and 3 assists for Panathinaikos. Like the rest of his team, struggling from outside the three-point line, 0 for 2. But he is 4 out of 5 from inside the arc. And Shorts getting that usage rate up. Then you see the full stat line, or part of the stat line at least, for TJ Shorts. 2 personal fouls on Shorts as well, but no one for Pau in any real foul trouble at this point. Rokavopoulos waiting at the free throw line. Neither team leading this game by more than 7 points at this stage. It's been tight throughout. Pau had a 7-point lead at 7 points to nothing. But Maccabi fought back well after a very stuttering start. Free throw missed by Rokavopoulos. Hasn't missed many from the line this year. Rokavopoulos back in Greece after 2 seasons with Baskonia. Makes the second. It's a 1-point affair once again. Lundberg to Blatt. TJ Leaf set the screen, then got the pass. Leaf again to Lundberg. Lundberg the up and under, hard off the glass, too hard. Not the finesse the Danish star was looking for. And so Pau can get back on top in this possession. Hernan Gomez nearly stripped. Tough pass out to Grant. 5 on the shot clock for Jerian Grant. Grant driving all the way into the hoop, and he scores. That was far too easy from Maccabi's perspective defensively. Just couldn't stay the course for the full 24 seconds that time. Panathinaikos, all gifts gratefully received. It's Blatt to Lundberg, tough pass. Lundberg up and under and in. How about that from Ife Lundberg? Not sure entirely that he meant to shoot when he left the ground there, but that was the last recourse for him. Made it work and put Maccabi back in front, but that'll change on the dunk from Richaun Holmes. Thunderous from the former American NBAer. Sorkin again from deep, but that's short. And the rebound down to Shorts, as Leaf couldn't gather it for Maccabi. It's been a long time since Panathinaikos had the lead and the ball, as Shorts hither and thither into Holmes again. Foul going up and one. Holmes flexing his muscles in the paint. Great pick and roll move. Horde committing the foul. Shorts fired up with the dime, but Holmes, the hang and the hoop. Grant flexing his muscles on Holmes' behalf, I think. Literally and figuratively in their respective cases. And Holmes at the line, able to hit to put Pau up by 4. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is Blatt. Chance to tie the game or get it within 1. He does. Blatt, that was much needed for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Got my scores crossed up momentarily. Missed the free throw. Recent three-point play for Holmes, but tightens the game up significantly as Shorts, guarded by Brissett, now back outside to Grant. Getting deep in the shot clock again is Grant. Now he's stripped. Good hands by Jeff Doughton Jr. Platt pushing the tempo and pulls back up. Thought about shooting, but instead here's Doughton. Doughton against Holmes. Top of the key for 3. No. And the size in the paint for Panathinaikos. They're hoovering up a lot of those rebound chances. Hernan Gomez to Grant. Now Shorts for 3. Way off. Rebound Brissett. Brissett fouled by Grant. That's not going to be a shot attempt. Grant straight to the bench, but good work. You see that Blatt three-pointer again. He just about kept his pivot foot touching the floor. Kostas Lukas can't believe it on the Panathinaikos bench. Lucas on the floor now, along with Holmes, Rokovopoulos, Samaturov, and Toliopoulos. Blatt with the basketball. Doughton driving on Slukas. Now back to Marcio Santos. Doughton was open inside, but the kick by Holmes brings the whistle. The shot clock reset to 14. All 6 EuroLeague games now underway here tonight. Interesting night's action. A lot of top half against bottom half matchups, including this one here as the drive shot off the glass, not in from Leaf. Tapped outside. Good hands, Brissett. And another chance for Maccabi. Platt for 3. Yes, sir. Blatt fired up. He's got 12 points. Tying for the team lead in scoring. 24 seconds in the quarter. Toliopoulos kicking to the open man, far corner for 3. Alexandros Samanturov. Pau back in front by 1 as Blatt comes forward. 5 on the clock. Blatt shimmies. Sets it up inside. No for Marcio Santos. Good idea. But the horn sounds. And a very tight game in Israel this evening. Remains close with 30 minutes now in the books. It's Panathinaikos Actor Athens 60. Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv 59. Take a look at the team stats. Still Maccabi out shooting Panathinaikos 56% to 44 in totality. Assists are even, rebounding the marginal edge for Panathinaikos. He's committed fewer turnovers. Maccabi have scored more points off the bench. And one of those players for Maccabi is Tamir Blatt. He and Ife Lundberg tied with 12 points apiece for the home team. And Blatt, 4 out of 4 from three-point range. Those are all of his shot attempts tonight. He's connected on every single one of them. Some contested, some uncontested, but they are all going right through for Blatt right now. And a player who had been averaging only 6.5 points per EuroLeague game this year, striking a chord that he has Rarely sounded this far this season. He did have 17 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds in the loss to Barcelona back on the 6th of January. And a double-double last season of 21 points and 12 rebounds against Asvel in October 2024. Blatt back out to start the 4th quarter. It will be Maccabi basketball. And it should be a pretty entertaining contest down the stretch. In a very clean game. 23 fouls committed between the two sides through 3 quarters is pretty good. And it has been a very quick game as well after a slightly delayed start, just by a couple of minutes. As Jeff Doughton Jr. with the basketball. He drives and kicks to the open Marcio Santos for 3. That's off the heel. Panathinaikos. Rebound went to Rokavopoulos there. As Kostas Sloukas with it. He's played the most EuroLeague minutes of anyone in this competition over the years. Sloukas, the attempted pass to Yurtseven was tipped. And it's Blatt with the ball now for Maccabi. Brissett open for 3. No. Rebound Toliopoulos. See the 5 on the floor for the Greens. It's Toliopoulos, the deep 3 attempt. That's off. Rebound to Leaf. It's not going to make Ergen Adaman happy, that shot attempt. It's Blatt looking to make his 5th 3-pointer of the night. Unbelievable shooting from Tamir Blatt this evening. Ooh, and down awkwardly went Leaf, and a foul committed top of the key against Panathinaikos. That's Yurtseven with the personal foul. Screen into the back of Doughton. But Blatt just needs an inch of space, and he is making all of those shots count. Maccabi looking to get into double figures in EuroLeague victories here tonight. Only had 11 wins all of last season in this competition. That's Marcio Santos. He drives, finds an open route to the hoop, and 1. Marcio Santos. Great dribble move to elude Holmes. Holmes fouled him over the top. And Marcio Santos, only 4 points in the game, but that bucket could be pretty significant here in this final quarter. Completes the 3-point play, the Ratio Farm Ulm man last year in Eurocup action. Maccabi suddenly back up by 5. 6 points in succession for the Israelis as Sloukas dances outside, fires for 3. That's off. Still can't make a 3, but Holmes another offensive rebound. He's fouled going up. And Rashawn Holmes will make a trip to the line. An action-packed 2 minutes to start this 4th quarter. Reminder to vote for your fan favorite player in the game tonight. Potentially put yourself in position to win the Final 4 tickets to Athens in the spring. As Holmes hits from the line. Holmes 3 years with Philadelphia, 1 year with Phoenix, 4 with Sacramento, half a year with the Dallas Mavericks, a year and a half with Washington in the NBA in his long American-centered career. averaged more than 14 points per game for the Sacramento Kings back in the 2020-2021 NBA season. It's Marcio Santos, the corner three off. Rebound. That's going to be a foul against Panathinaikos, I think. Are they wanting a goaltending call here of some sort? Basket interference, whatever. Not getting that, but Maccabi does retain possession. Still waiting for our first video review here tonight, by the way. Knock on wood. One of the reasons it's been such a bright and breezy affair. Rattling along at a great rate. Quickly into Brissett. He can't get the layup to climb over the rim. As Toliopoulos front court for the Greens. Kicks back outside to Grant. Grant forced back to Shorts. And Toliopoulos fakes. Shorts again. The dribble drive into the paint. Fires from 13 feet, not in. And Brissett tips the rebound to himself. Down and across to Brissett. Brissett was fouled coming down. I don't think Toliopoulos gave him a place to land there. Crowd here in the Menorah Mivtakim is making plenty of noise right now. It's out and down a blind alley, but Brissett for three. Tried to bank it home, no, but Marcio Santos the rebound. Blatt again for three. Missed one finally. Maybe released that a little bit too quickly. And then he bumps into Shorts. Professional foul in transition. First foul of the night on Tamir Blatt. Blatt leading all scorers with 15 points. Jerry and Grant top of the pile for Powell with 14. Shorts back outside. Toliopoulos returns the favor. Now Samanturov against Brissett. Back to Shorts, but he traveled first. Crowd appreciating the defensive effort there from Maccabi. Hernan Gomez returns to the floor. The well-inked Spaniard for Pau. As Lundberg is checked back in for Tel Aviv. He's bringing it forward now to Blatt. Lundberg again. TJ Leaf back to Lundberg into the corner. Brissett for three. No, hit the backboard in fact. Not sure Brissett's the player you want taking those triples. Certainly not on his form here tonight. As Shorts with just over 6 minutes left in the final quarter. Holmes back to Shorts. Hernan Gomez couldn't get open. Toliopoulos way off the mark for three. Brissett the rebound. Quickly forward. Marcio Santos last off the knee of the Pau man. Holmes it was. So Maccabi, after a risky full court pass, they get to keep the ball. And it's Blatt to inbound. Finds Lundberg. Screen from Leaf successful. Cross to Marcio Santos. He fakes and drives. Slips the pass through to Leaf. Turnaround shot off the window, but not in. Rebound Hernan Gomez. Maccabi cannot extend their advantage as Grant on the drive. Not gathered cleanly far side by Rokavopoulos. So Shorts resetting. Shorts from 16 feet gets it to go. And Shorts into double figures with 11 points. He and Holmes both on 11 behind Grant with 14 for the Greens. Blatt across to Brissett, who fumbled it but gets it back. Still Brissett the butterfingers, but the drive in, and he's fouled by Holmes. He made chicken salad out of chicken something else on that possession. See the unorthodox form which Shorts usually makes work for him on that mid-range jumper. And past the halfway mark of the final quarter. Timeout in Israel. Really good game tonight. Maccabi Tel Aviv in front of Panathinaikos, Actor Athens, 65 points to 64. See that shifty dribble by Shorts. Really gets that front shoulder almost square onto the hoop as he shoots that sort of shot. See the Marcio Santos dribble drive and three-point play, and Blatt showing he can release whenever he wants and still be nearly perfect from outside the three-point line tonight. Blatt, of course, the son of David Blatt, the former Cleveland Cavaliers head coach, as well as with Kyle's great rivals Olympiacos, as well as Maccabi Tel Aviv, and Anadolu Efes in his past. It's been an emotion-packed evening, and the most intense emotions may well be yet to come. EuroLeague round 24. 24 of 38 this season, of course. The expansion from 18 teams to 20. Brissett at the line, rattles the first one home. And the first point for O'Shea Brissett tonight. Brissett 0 for 4 from the field, but now 2 of 2 from the line. And Maccabi back up by 3. Shorts guarded by Blatt. Shorts, the runner, up and in. See how he creates space for himself when he's at his best like that. The little guy can always find a route to the hoop over the big bodies in front. He's having one of his better nights in the Panathinaikos uniform, but that was well worked. Back to Lundberg, settles himself for 3, but missed it. Rebound Sorkin, though, at the offensive end. Swiftly in for the putback. No, he missed it, Horde. But Horde gets it back. Horde to Lundberg again. Lundberg drives and kicks. Open look for 3. That's off, but again tapped outside after the miss from Sorkin. Now Sorkin with position inside for 2. They've not had many possessions like that tonight, Maccabi, where they've had chance after chance after chance, but they have had a few, and they've taken advantage of those opportunities when they've gotten them. Just over 3.5 minutes left. Grant, three-pointer could tie it, instead he drives, tried to kick it, but it was stolen by Brissett. Horde goes inside, too strong. The rebound fumble to Brissett. He'll be taking a trip to the line now. The noise from the Maccabi faithful as they are starting to clean the offensive glass. 12 offensive rebounds now for Maccabi against 13 for Pau in the game. And Oleg Zlatashev's on crowd control with Ergin Ataman right now. Coach control, more like. Just kind of calm the Turks' temper down a little bit. An announcement being made on the public address system. Ergin Ataman had received some abuse before the game tonight from some Maccabi fans. And Ataman talking with officials at the scorers table. I'm not sure if he's lodging some sort of protest here. What this break is serving to do is take some of the heat out of the game, give his players a little bit of a unexpected rest, or an unwarranted rest, really, not having taken a timeout. It's not slowing the crowd down, and apologies for some of the hand gestures you see there in the front row of the Maccabi Ultras section. I don't think these fans like Ergin Ataman very much. He's going out on a limb there. He serves as a lightning rod. He brings a lot of this attention onto himself quite deliberately, Ataman. Sometimes by making the game about yourself as a head coach, you take some of the pressure off your players. Tell you what, it's not quieting the crowd down at all. But it is slowing down the passage of time in the game. As looking at the other scores tonight, mentioned Olympiacos winning 74-68 at Efes. That was a final in Istanbul. Bayern a 53-44 halftime lead on Valencia. That would be a bit of an upset at the BMW Arena. Žalgiris 5 points up on Milan early in the third quarter in Italy. Real Madrid up by 23 at the interval against Monaco, 54-31. Tough scheduling week for Monaco. And Dubai on the road in the French capital, 50 points to 32 up on Paris basketball. And that game about to come to halftime. 4 more games tomorrow night. Fenerbahce hosting Baskonia. Partizan in Munich against Hapoel Tel Aviv. Virtus Bologna facing Crvena Zvezda, and Asvel hosting Barcelona. With just a single round of games next week. Paris Real Madrid on Tuesday, and then 5 games on Thursday, 4 more on Friday. Valencia hosting Maccabi on Thursday. Asvel welcoming Pau to southeastern France on Friday. Just trying to vamp and fill some time here as your commentator. We wait for on-court action to resume. Officials now coming together. Hopefully we are not long from resuming. Finally, those sets of players back on the floor. And a reminder that Maccabi will be at the free throw line Long time for O'Shea Brissett to wait. But the Toronto native facing up to the hoop and making the first free throw no problem. Brissett, an NBA title winner with the Boston Celtics in 2024. Played 10 playoff games for the Celtics in their run to the championship. It's his first season in Europe. Setting himself for the second free throw, which he makes as well. So to Maccabi 71, Panathinaikos 66, 3:15 to play. Shorts. Crowd jeering. Panathinaikos has every move here. Short splits the defense, though, hangs and just misses somehow. And the rebound tapped out to Ife Lundberg. That shot did everything but go in. And chance here for Sorkin to tiptoe in and shoot. Missed it. Gets his own rebound. Recycled to Brissett for three. Missed that one as well. And here's Shorts swiftly forward. The opportunity for the layup in for Rokavopoulos. What a sequence that was. And what is Shorts complaining about now? Is there a clock issue? He said 2-3-1 with his fingers there, Oleg Sladishev's. Saying what time should be put back on the clock. But it's an increasingly high pressure situation for both Maccabi and Panathinaikos. Lundberg decides not to penetrate. Guarded by Shorts. He likes that matchup. And Lundberg goes down. And Shorts wins the ball back. And is that a foul on Lundberg? I think it might be. Shorts, great hustle play on the deck. And with Lundberg slipping, Shorts getting to the ball first, and can't call a timeout in EuroLeague. So he had to weather the Lundberg storm there, so to speak. It's just the third team foul on Maccabi, so how to get the ball with 2:07 to go. And still no real clue who's going to emerge triumphant here at the Menorah Miftachim Arena tonight. Rayman off the bench for Blatt. A little offense defense here. Oded Katash trying to manipulate his substitutions correctly. Grant to inbound with Brissett guarding Shorts. Rokavopoulos into Rayman, but no foul called. Or was there? There was a foul called. Rayman draws the contact. And that's why he's on the floor. Watch Rokavopoulos shoving Rayman down. He sold it very well, did Rayman. But you have to say the call is justifiable. And a timeout now. Maccabi stealing a possession as they hold the 3-point lead and the basketball. It's 71-68 for Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv. Zach Hankins in the background on the right alongside John DeBartolomeo. Two of the wounded warriors for Maccabi at the minute. Out of action for the time being. And Rayman, after successful defending of the inbound pass, going to stay on the floor. Side out for Jimmy Clark III. Crunch time on the horizon in Tel Aviv as Lundberg receives the ball. Just over 2 minutes left to play. Lundberg, 4 on the shot clock. Lundberg is bumped, gets it to rattle in, but the shot's not going to count. He will be going to the line. Will we have an official review here for the first time tonight? Not excessive complaining from Lundberg. Contact that Shorts wanted an offensive foul. Thought that Lundberg extended the left arm for a little push off. Shorts was grabbing Lundberg with his right arm. And we will go to the monitor inside the final 2 minutes.
Official review.
This is not a coach's challenge. Such a big call to wait for.
This is the contact. This is the foul. This is the foul. So the foul is on the floor. Yes, they just check the time on the 157. Yeah, 157. All right.
So no change to the original call. I think that is probably correct. Definitely not indisputable evidence. And probably the balance of the evidence pointing in favor of the original decision anyway. See the numbers for this season for Lundberg from the line. That's in EuroLeague play. He's only 50% in Israeli domestic action from the line. He makes the first. 74% free throw shooter in all competitions last year with Partizan. Looks pretty calm. The free throw shooting matches that disposition. Maccabi up by 5. They've led the entirety of this fourth quarter. Shorts does not shoot the triple. Gets it back from Rokavopoulos. Now Rokavopoulos, pass came to him slowly, but he backs off and fires for three and hits. What a shot that is from Nikos Rokavopoulos. 13 points tonight for Rokavopoulos. Horde tried to stick with him but couldn't. And Maccabi's lead trimmed to 2. Blatt now, backcourt guarded by Grant, nearly forces a turnover. Worked well with Sorkin. Sorkin on the drive, off the glass, but no. Rebound to the floor went Rokavopoulos, but Pau has it back with 1:18 to play. Shorts turns on the Jets, but leaves the layup short. Last touch off of Maccabi, out of bounds. The crowd holding its breath. Pau's last lead was right at the end of the quarter. This three-pointer rattles out from Hernan Gomez, but they get the offensive rebound. Great work from Holmes once again. Grant with the ball. Final minute now has arrived. Shorts for three off the front rim. Rebound to Horde. Shorts cannot buy a three-pointer tonight. Lundberg waiting. 9 on the shot clock, 40 seconds left in the game. Lundberg for three. No. Rebound. It's still loose. And who is it last off of? Blatt thinks it was off of Rashawn Holmes. And I'm sure the referees will look at this again. 30.3 on the clock. Ooh, I think it might be off Blatt, actually. Can understand why Blatt thought the decision should have gone the other way. With the ball deflected several times in quick succession there. And this is another big video review forthcoming. It's right there off the elbow of Blatt. Don't think there's another touch after that one. Referees aren't sure yet, but the way the ball moves, changes position, seems like it has to be off Blatt last. Understand why the referees taking their time to make absolutely certain of this decision. All credit, by the way, to Tamir Blatt for hustling into the paint to make a nuisance of himself and nearly win the ball back.
We go back and frame by frame because what I see is a change of direction of the ball. Which moment?
Steve Bittner talking with Oleg Zlatyshev about the change in direction of the ball. That's exactly what I was mentioning. It has to be surely off of the elbow, the left elbow of Blatt right there, or the forearm anyway.
Now, go frame by frame. Now, for me, the ball goes from the hands of Blatt. So the ball also changes direction now, and then goes out of bounds. So I see it like you called it.
So first is shoulder, and then the shoulder, and then now it's the hand of Amir.
Yes. So we need to check when the ball touches the floor.
Okay. So we stay with the Panathinaikos ball. Okay?
It will be POW basketball. Just want to check the clock now. Crowd's not going to like it.
30.9. Okay. It's a green ball.
Yes.
It's good refereeing. You wish it was a little bit faster, but they've gotten to the correct decision. Blatt frustrated with reason, but if he saw the review himself, he would know that referees are correct. Brissett returning to the floor. Panathinaikos down by 2 with the ball with half a minute to play at the Menorah Mivtachim Arena. There you see the 5 on the court for POW. Shorts, Grant, Rokovopoulos, Hernan Gomez, and Holmes. Lundberg, Horde, Marcio Santos, Brissett, and Rayman. The 5 for Maccabi. POW still with 3 timeouts left in their pocket. Maccabi with 2. Ergin Ataman not looking to advance the basketball here. It's been a little bit NBA-like this final stretch in terms of all the stoppages, just disrupting the flow of what had been a very zippy game of basketball. And now both sets of players directed to their respective bench areas. And we're stretching out the drama still further. It's just trying to fix the game clock to get it exactly where it should be. I believe they said 30.9 should be the numbers on the clock after the out of bounds call. Seem to have sorted everything out. Although Coach Katash still conferring with his team. Don't expect to have to stretch your muscles to stay warm at the end of a long night of basketball like this. Said I thought they'd fix the clock, but apparently not. You see it's not showing much of anything right now. This game will end eventually. It's taken a bit longer than anticipated. Plenty of emotions on display, as we predicted late in this fourth quarter. 30.9 on the clock as suggested. We are ready to resume. Same 10 players on the floor that we announced a moment ago. Panathinaikos trailing by 2. Chance to tie or take the lead. It's Jerry and Grant over the timeline. Guarded here by Lundberg. Grant back to Slukas for 3. No! Rebound. Lundberg fumbled it. Grant back to Slukas on the drive. Kicks to Grant outside for 3. Grant missed it. Rebound to Horn and over to Lundberg. Lundberg fouled with 6 seconds left. Powell had some great looks there. But after shooting nearly 50% from three-point range on Tuesday, Powell 7 out of 29 from deep here tonight. Grant had so much time, maybe too much time, to eye that shot up. And now Lundberg can just about clinch the game here at the line. He makes the first. Maccabi up by 3. Lundberg to make it a 2-possession game. And he does. Timeout, Adaman. But Maccabi almost over the line. Maccabi Rapyd Tel Aviv 75. Panathinaikos Actor Athens 71. Probably just about is enough time for Panathinaikos to score, get the ball back, and score again. But they have to execute with pinpoint precision here, where they will fall to 14 and 10, and Maccabi will climb to 10 and 14 on the season. Slukas to inbound. And timeout has been called by Oded Katash. All the talk about NBA Europe in recent days, weeks, and months, and getting the proper NBA experience in Europe here tonight. Slow fourth quarter, but it is still a 4-point lead for Maccabi. Crowd staying at fever pitch. Such a shame that the end of this game has taken so long, because it has, or it was until the final few minutes, a great advertisement for European basketball. And it still has been a dramatic finish, and it could get even more so. Panathinaikos can pull off the improbable here. Again, Slukas to inbound. Different play set up. They get it quickly in. Rokavopoulos, was he fouled? No, the rebound to Marcio Santos, and that is it. Maccabi Tel Aviv hanging on and winning once again at Fortress Menorah Mivtachim. Downstairs goes Ergen Ataman. And as the players congratulate and commiserate with one another,